Hello, everyone. Welcome. You are here for our Rising Tide Global Tuesdays Together. My name is Mach. I am here from the HoneyBook product education team. So you might have seen me before if you attended some of our webinars. So I'm so excited to be hosting today's session with all of you lovely people. And you see I've got Ilya here too. So we will get into her intro and wonderful presentation in just a couple of minutes. I want to go through some housekeeping with y'all before we get started. Yes, please use the chat. We don't want to be talking into a black hole here. It'll make our lives so much more vibrant and exciting if you are in that chat letting us know who you are, where you're tuning in from. Feel free to be very engaging throughout this conversation. We want this to be just as meaningful and engaging for you guys as it is for us to be presenting this information to you. So do not be shy in our chat. I can even start. I'm tuning in from San Francisco. So welcome, everyone. We will be even sending some pop-ups and different offers throughout today's time. So those will be clickable kind of windows that pop up on your screen with more information. So feel free to interact with those as well. I know there's a tendency sometimes to go into podcast mode with these things and just be listening in the audio version, but we are going to have a lot of different interactive pieces. And of course, Ilya is going to be presenting a lot of slides and content too. So So why are you here? What are we doing? Intro to our Rising Tide. What is this program, right? So this is our wonderful community of independent business owners. So we are completely united in supporting this idea of community over competition. We have hundreds of local chapters led by our incredible volunteers all over the place. So we have a Facebook group and community of over 70,000 members. Tons of educational resources from our Instagram to our blog to our incredible guides. And this is all completely free to you guys, free of charge. Again, in this idea of community over competition, we want to elevate your guys' voices and empower you in this creative economy to change the world. So since 2020, we moved things online as a lot of different communities did, right? And we have had nothing but amazing support and feedback in doing these. So we figured, why stop? So this is part of our monthly series, getting together, giving you accessible educational events. So we're so excited about this session today and glad you guys are here from all over the place, it looks like. Last little bit here before we get into the good stuff, and this is a really good part too. We are doing a gift card giveaway today. So as a thank you for joining us and helping build some excitement online, we will be giving away a $50 Amex gift card to one of you lucky attendees today. All you have to do is tag Rising Tide Society and C&V on Instagram stories. So C&V is Ilya's business, which we'll get into more details about in a minute. So tag us while you're tuning in. Post on your Instagram story. Let us know what your setup looks like today. Are you snuggled up on your couch? What was a light bulb moment that you had today? Whatever you want to share, add that to your stories. And we will choose a winner by end of day today. You will get a DM if you are our lucky chosen winner. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay, let's talk about Ilya. We are so excited to have you here. She is a creative director, a brand designer, a mentor, a mom, our 2019 Rising Tide HoneyBook 20 on the Rise winner, and of course the owner of C&V, which is named after her beautiful children. She works with women business leaders all the way from Baltimore to Amsterdam. She's all over the place, helping them use their voice through their visuals to create timeless brand identities. Social media, all the way to each client touch point. She is also a mentor to other graphic designers on honing their craft and elevating their business expertise. Seems like pretty much the only thing she won't do is design a website, and I've been told that we're supposed to ask her why. Her hope is really just that a perfectly polished brand is just the beginning, right? And this is a little bit what we're going to get into today here. The real goal is that she wants to help you open doors to your version of a success and whatever that means for your business. So let's get into it. Ilya, we are so thrilled to have you here. I'm going to pass it off to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, Mach and all of the Rising Tide teams, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And I'm going to jump right into it. I am going to share with you today why a perfectly polished brand is a waste of money, and show you also how to evolve with your personal brand and never pay for another rebrand again. So I'd like to ask you, have you ever invested in branding and felt like either it's not felt like you right from the start, or maybe felt very quickly out of date? Was it a wasted investment? Or do you feel like you're unable to move forward without branding? In truth, I actually asked my audience this very same question as I was researching to write this presentation. And 43% of the people who responded felt that their brand was very quickly out of date. It made me feel good because that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So, hi, I'm Ilya. I included this slide. Oops. To show you the phonetic spelling of my name because sometimes it can be a little difficult, and share with you my story. So, my I started in 2015, but my story starts in 2014 when my husband asked me to take a break from business, take a pause, and focus on our children. He said I was doing too much, and honestly, I was. I told him that I was going to give him a year until my oldest muse, C, went to kindergarten, and I would have my youngest muse at home, but still be able to focus on both business and family. And so at that time, a very good family friend was also a graphic designer, and he knew this decision was very difficult for me, not one that I wanted. And he came to me one day and said, I did something for you. And I renamed your business. It was 222 Design to C&V. He created a logo, a website, wrote all the copy, designed my business cards, and said, here, this is for you. And it was a little presumptuous at that moment, but I took it in the spirit that it was given in. It was the most gracious gift I've ever received, because I would have never have named my business C&V. It felt too fluffy, too not serious business like. And what I discovered was that having C&V be my business name, it became my constant reminder of why I am in business. And your why is everything. It gets you through all of those rocky times, because being a business owner can be super hard. So I have this constant reminder, and it's a beautiful one. And in fast forward, as I grew, I advanced into my discovery brand, where I could start to explore and feel a little bit settled in what I was offering. And my husband decided to separate and leave. It was really tough and really hard. And then a few months later, I found out that my beloved logo that was a gift actually violated some very serious font licensing agreements. And so the font license was so strong that the font was not, I could not use it unless it was only a personal use. I couldn't use it in my logo or anywhere else, to be honest. So then I rebranded and took ownership of my brand and infused more of what I wanted my brand to be in the marketplace. More chic, more sophisticated, more artistic, bolder and stronger. And then just recently, I feel like I've moved into an industry leader brand. And I started therapy earlier this year. I mean, I think everyone needs a little bit of therapy. I needed a lot. And at the end of my first session, she said, I am going to help you step into the powerhouse that you are. And if you are not showing your children in tangible ways, she had asked me for my business card and I didn't have them, then they will not become the powerful, fulfilled, empowered women that you want them to be. And I want that for them. I want it for you. And I want it for myself. And so I took my time during the winter break, just this December, and refined my logo, made it more streamlined, and also brought in the other elements that I designed for other clients, but not for myself. Patterns, icons, and I adjusted my color palette to be a lot more bold and powerful. So this is my discovery brand, and you can tell that it's where I started. There's a lot more stuff in it, and over time, I've edited a lot. And again, as I was researching for this, I went to my audience again and asked, what 3 words would you use to describe my brand? Because I wanted to get a sense of, is my recent level up synonymous with what my audience was perceiving me to be? So words came back like modern, chic, approachable, energy, lively. And it was like a light bulb went off, because I was like, oh my goodness, yes, it is. And I had a photo shoot at a retreat just a few days later. And it was incredible because those words I was able to infuse into my brand. The top photo has a really strong color palette, lots of dynamic movement, everything I want to be in my business, paired with very intentional connection and meaningful conversation. And I always want my clients to feel like they're the only ones. And you can start seeing my evolution here as an industry leader brand. I have sell sheets. My Instagram is cohesive, and you can have a cohesive social media in any stage you're in, but mine has just recently come together. And now in my launch graphics now, PDF is a lead magnet, so then my signature service can reach the right people. And so now I want to start talking about your evolution, your brand evolution. What stage are you in? I'd really love to see in the comments what stage you think that you're in right now, whether it's a bare minimum brand or a discovery brand or industry leading or a global domination brand. So a bare minimum brand for me is brand new to business, scrappy. You're doing everything yourself at this time. And this is a stage where I say just to go out and sell. Parsley is a bare minimum brand that I recently designed. Risha offers business management and operations, and we just created her business name and typed it out. She's my best friend, let's be honest. And so she has a designer on her side, no matter what. But this is still what I would recommend for a bare minimum brand. Your name typed out, choose 3 colors, 2 fonts, and stick to it as if it's a system. Your brand is so much more than your logo, and it includes your imagery, the way you speak. And so my advice is not to start with a lot of time or money in your logo at this moment. As you advance, though, into a discovery brand, you might want to think about that, paying more attention to your logo. You're growing more established. You know who your clients are, and you know what you want to offer. You're still discovering your brand's place in the world, but that exploration is always going to continue. So like I said, you might want to invest in your brand. Justina owns a lash studio in Miami, Florida. And she just recently moved from her bare minimum brand into this discovery brand and really wanted to focus on on being a brand of Miami. Miami, if you've been there, is really awesome because it has a lot of authentic Art Deco. So she focuses on semi-permanent beauty solutions, including nails, eyelashes, tanning. And now we're moving on from her rebrand into branding her products. It's very cool and exciting. Stephen, pictured here, is a massage therapist. He actually helped me thaw my frozen shoulder a year ago, and he is an industry leading brand. He's amazing. His business, Tokar, is established, super clear. He knows his clients super well, and he has put a lot of work into refining his offers. He just invested in his full professional branding, as you can see on his polo, and he will likely have to revisit his brand, but it's become a powerful symbol of who he is in business and what he has to offer. He also just launched a online course for couples massage. He teaches couples how to massage each other, and it's amazing. I have it, and it's incredible. Anyway, he's becoming very visible in the marketplace. He actually just won a $10,000 pitch with his brand new brand front and center. And we all know this brand, Starbucks. I actually have my Starbucks cup here. They are obviously a global dominating brand. They're very established. They're super clear on their clients and their offers. They've invested heavily time and time again in their professional branding. It's really obvious that they are very focused on their audience and their offerings, and they are intentionally evolving with the times. And they have universal brand recognition, obviously. So right now, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and intimidated, or maybe you're unsure and scared that you've been piecing together your visuals and they don't quite go together. And you could be full of creative ideas. You might want to take a step back from doing so much. And do your current offerings match your visual brand? And I know I encounter this all the time. You just want it to be right out of the gate. What I have to say to that is your brand should evolve with you. The reality is your business ownership isn't a straight direct line, it's a wavy one. You and your business and your offers grow and change throughout your career, not just in this year or next, but over the long haul. And we all know that the marketing landscape is forever changing. Social media, Instagram, TikTok, it's dizzying. Smartphones, changing. Video is now like the number one prominent way of getting attention, and apps are next. Many doors will open and close through the life of your business. And what I want you to remember is that you have the power to influence others' perception of your business and your product or service. And just because you have a beautifully polished brand, it doesn't mean that this work ends. Your visually beautiful brand is only the beginning. So my question for you is, what can you do to make sure that your brand evolves along with your business? I believe that long-term thought, attention, and work is needed to maintain your magnetic, irresistible brand. And so when you see this brand, what I would love to know is what 3 words describe this brand to you? And there we go. um, Maggie Maggie and I started working together right as she was becoming her brand was becoming a discovery brand, and she had just gotten her new logo with the unicorn. She was so excited about it, and we really went for it with that brand. And just recently, we rebranded her. Well, not recently. I think it was 2021. We rebranded so that her logo was a lot tighter, simpler, and elevated. So I know that there is a delay in between the presentation slides and the chat. So I'm going to go forward, but we'll come back to this. So this is Maggie's brand as a discovery brand, and you can see, like I was talking about, we really went for the unicorn. When I saw this logo, I was like, "Oh, this beauty unicorn is so beautiful and so iconic. It's not My Little Pony; it's serious business." And we pulled in different elements that from her existing brand, like the gem pattern, and focused on fantasy elements, had fun with it, um, but also really stuck to the system of the color palette, the fonts, and her imagery. So we've designed everything from business cards to social media postcards that she mailed to each of her the people that joined her programs, and an extensive library of icons. And now that her brand is in an industry leader stage, it's a lot more cohesive. I agree. Unique, strong, and knowledgeable. Those are all qualities that we really want to portray in Maggie's brand in every stage. So we focus on the client experience in especially with this new welcome kit that we've designed, including custom tissue paper that fill the bags. We've really tried to think of every single element that would make her members feel loved and appreciated, um, including the inside pocket of the tote. So you can see that there's a lot of cohesion here, and it is playful, definitely, but very serious. Thank you, Samantha. And these leverage, mastermind, and momentum are both sub brands, but it all works together. You can tell that these are sub brands. They aren't her main logo. Power. That's a really good name. A really good word. High-end and exclusive. Those are all words that we have really tried hard to infuse into Maggie's brand. So thank you. And Starbucks. How could we do a branding presentation without talking about the Starbucks brand? And I love their logo. I love their evolution of their logo. But what speaks to me most is their customer experience and how their branding informs the experience that we receive as customers, and the opposite, the reverse. Starting with the app. I mean, you tell me. For me, my first stop in any airport is at Starbucks because I can't take my water bottle into past security. So what am I going to go get? I'm going to go get a Starbucks. I'm going on vacation, right? So this app, they've made the customer experience from beginning to end so easy for us, so enjoyable. When I think of Starbucks, I'm always thinking warm, cozy, comfortable connection, and that's intentional. I mean, I can drop off my kids and in 3 seconds push my favorite drink order in the app and go pick it up. 10 minutes later, it's waiting for me, and at the end of the counter. And I'm an introvert, and so all I have to do is go pick up my drink, the snack if I want. I'm greeted by this "Hello Beautiful" sign, which is also very. They mean what they say when they write these boards, and the brand shows, like, because they have those little plasticky things that keep your cup from spilling. Those are logoed. The straws are provided in different sizes to fit your cup. So then you're going to enjoy it and you're going to talk about it. And everybody, as you walk around the streets with your Starbucks cup, is going to take notice, especially with that big green logo in the center of it. So now I would like to talk about your brands. How does your brand evolve? Start to finish, define the experience you want to provide, just like Starbucks, and then repeat. A lot of times it's much, much easier to work backwards than to start at the beginning, and define how you would like to communicate at every key touch point. Solve your clients' and customers' problems, and then the design and your brand will follow very easily. Identify where you can improve and clarify the experience you want to provide. So I'm going to go through each stage and give you some suggestions. These are only suggestions. I am not here to tell you what you should do, but what you could do, because every business and every brand is different. At the bare minimum stage, you may focus on a very simple typed out logo with 2 contrasting fonts and no more than 3 colors, and think of it again as a visual system. At this stage, keep to that system, and that will help your brand become more cohesive and consistent. You might also want business cards for networking. And a very simple, a very easy to update website template, and choose 1, maybe 2 of your favorite social media platforms to focus on. I am working on an online course, a very simple, very easy to follow online course for this stage to guide you through the logo design process if you're just starting your business. And we can share more information about that if you're interested. At the next stage, the discovery stage, where you're starting to explore and feel more settled in your business, you might want to think about a professional visual brand identity. Maybe a website, maybe business cards, definitely business cards. We have a little bit of a debate whether business cards are still relevant, but I mean, I feel like they are, especially if we're going to start networking in person. A stronger focus on social media, email funnels, email newsletters, and also, why don't we could put in the comments what you're doing if you're in this stage. And I want to take a pause and talk about what a professional brand identity is. I just mentioned that a discovery brand might want to take this step, and it's a visual system of consistent, responsive logos, colors and fonts, and imagery that mirror a recognizable voice, all crafted upon a strong foundation of brand strategy. When I talk about responsive logos, that means that we're going to have a consistent logo that is formatted to fit different platforms. In this age that we're in for branding, you want logos that can fit in a very tight space, a circle or a square. You want one that's a horizontal, a vertical sometimes. I mean, so then the logo is consistent and can live across platforms but still be recognizable. And an industry leader may focus on all of the things that we've already mentioned, but also email, maybe a webinar slide template like this one, opt-ins and lead magnets, which help people sign on and agree to receive your emails, and anything to surprise and delight your current clients, or new ones, or past ones. And at the global domination brand stage, you will be working on all of those things and revisiting all of those things like your brand, your visual brand identity, your website, your business cards, but also course worksheets, ways to celebrate like swag or digital badges or gifts, a reward program like Starbucks. I mean, how many people collect stars to turn them into free drinks or food or products. You could start thinking about apps and stationery, signage if you have a store or a storefront. And I mean, you can really get creative at the industry leader stage and this global dominating stage too. Okay, so I would love to ask you some questions. You can put the answers in the comments if you like, or just jot your answers down. This is for you. When you start your business, do you want to invest in your perfect logo and website first, or getting your first client and selling first? And true or false, you've dropped thousands of dollars on a brand only to find it doesn't fit after a short time. We know from my earlier poll that 43% of people answered this question, and I hope that now you are getting some ideas on how to start evolving with your brand. And what would it mean if you allowed your brand to evolve with you, with your life, with your business? No matter what stage you're in, now is the time to evaluate your customer journey, define and communicate with your audience and your clients, refine and review your existing copy, or just create new, and design and share. And please remember to experiment and evolve, so that by focusing on your brand evolution, you'll earn credibility, visibility, and the money that you've been dreaming of for yourself and your business. If you only remember one thing today, please just know that you are allowed to grow and change, and let your brand evolve with you. So thank you so much. I'm here as your resource and ask any questions that you have been great about putting them in the chat. Thank you so much. And also after this, please send me a DM and let me know the stage of business you're in. And so I can send you some actionable tips for you to advance to the next stage. So I am ready to take some questions and start answering. I see lots of people putting in the chat their different stages: discovery, bare minimum brands, industry leading. Melina, hi. Bare minimum, scrappy for sure. Thank you for all of your compliments. And yes, my girls are my muses. I'm just going through the comments. So Q&A. Okay. Let's see. Okay. One of the questions from registration is, how does color affect branding, and how do you decide on what colors to use? Great question. And I have an answer for that. So color meanings differ from culture to culture, but color psychology plays a huge role as a brand designer. I like to identify the core values of whatever brand I'm working on and assign them a meaning according to that psychology. For example, green means has a symbology of life, growth, renewal. And so and black means luxury and sophistication. It could also be a morose color. And so when I'm combining them, I look to colors to look good together and complement one another, but also make sure that the meanings complement one another. So, for example, I said black was the color of luxury, and it could be somewhat dark if you're not careful with the balance. And so I like to pair it with a happier color like yellow. Yellow can be a bold, creative color that's approachable and fun. It can also have a negative association with it too. So I would also maybe bring in orange or turquoise, depending on the business itself, to make sure that it fits the personality of what that business owner wants to portray. So, oh yeah, also Canva Canva has a really great color series, a lot of resources on what the color meanings and color pairings. And even as a designer, I go and read up sometimes on their blog specifically about color. My top 5 tips for a first-time business owner. Well, I feel really strongly about branding for first-time business owners, brand new businesses. I feel strongly that this is not the time for branding, even though identity is super important. And so what I would like for a lot of brand new business owners to know is that branding will come later. Right now, you need a quick, simple, scrappy brand identity. Type out your logo, use a free app to turn it into a vector, meaning the vector is a graphic that is sizable by mathematic formula, so it can be really, really tiny like pencil eraser, or really, really huge on a billboard on the side of the street. Stick to a visual system of 3 colors and 2 fonts, and no more than that. I would say less. So that I have just one tip, but many tips that follow into that. I've also been working on a course for just this scenario where you're still finding out what you want to do with your business. You still want to learn and experiment and grow, and you can't do that unless you have clients. So selling is first priority for me. Ooh, ideas for a venue owner. It's a little challenging to figure that out, not knowing the brand or the business. But my main idea would be to partner with all of your vendors and create some kind of event, or just collaborate on some ideas, like venues and photographers are a match made in heaven. So if you want to put more information in the chat, I will answer your question more specifically. You don't carry business cards anymore. A digital business card. Stephen, the massage therapist that I mentioned in my presentation, is very excited about this idea, and we've been going back and forth on months because he has a brick and mortar business, and I want him to have a business card for people to carry with them, for appointment reminders or a referral source. But he really likes the idea of a digital business card, like you're talking about, and thinks it's the idea of the future. So if you have that and it's working for you, I'd say go for it. You're a trendsetter. A circle in your logo. Hi, Meredith. I think a circle is great. A circle is great. Just like colors have symbology and meanings, so do shapes. A circle is a color of, a shape of community, of cyclical growth. It's a very uniting shape, if that makes sense to you. And if it fits your business, if it fits what you want to communicate to your potential clients, then I'm all for it. I think that Rising Tide has a circle. At least that's what I saw in my Instagram story. Wedding barn at... I'm going to copy this and look at it. Oops. Let's see. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful venue. Let's see. It looks, oh, great. Do you have a YouTube channel? So I could you have a YouTube video on your website, which is really great. But what I am seeing is for you're asking me for branding ideas for your wedding venue. Um, I would think about your ideal clients first. I assume that it's a wedding venue, so you're looking for brides and grooms, brides and brides, brides and grooms, whoever you are, to come and see your venue and book weddings and events there. And so, what are they looking for? As what problems do they have as they're trying to find a venue? Start backwards. You want them to come to your venue to have their event, and what problems do they have in finding a wedding venue? They're looking for space, location. Um, they're looking for, do you want to hold ceremonies and receptions there? So think about that client experience from the end results all the way back and to inquiry, how they're trying to find you. um, I know that this time has been really difficult for wedding venues, any kind of event venue, really. Um, so we're in a new space right now, and that's really tough. Please send me a DM or an email, and we can talk. So, how do you know when your business is ready to rebrand? It's usually when your offerings are not aligning with your ideal customers, your ideal clients. It's also You could also be ready to rebrand when you're completely pivoting to a new service. Um, and yeah, great questions. So, and things are feeling out of alignment. When you're experiencing a lot of customers coming to you and they're asking you for the wrong things, or you are having a lot of red flags, it could be time to review what your current brand and see why um, you're not attracting the clients that you like to work with. Okay, what is the best way to differentiate and promote your brand? I think that the best way to differentiate and promote your brand is by brand strategy. It's Brand strategy is, depending on the stage of branding, but it includes the who, what, why, where, and how of your brand. It can include some competitive analysis, looking at your competition and what you like about them and what you don't. And it includes things like the core values of your brand. For me, core values are very important when I'm designing a brand, and they are the foundation of it. Also, the ideal customer too, but that is where I would start with differentiating and promoting, is with your brand voice and visuals, and making sure that those align. So then you are standing out in the marketplace because of who you are and the experience that you provide. And how do you work with clients after branding? That is actually my favorite signature service, is a program that I've called Creative Director on Demand, where I work long term with business owners, business leaders on a retainer basis, meaning that we have a monthly agreement. Typically, these clients stay around for years and years, and we do exactly what I've been talking about in this presentation, in defining key touch points in their customer experience and designing collateral, graphics, social media, for each part of their journey. Um, so that I think that wraps it up. Mac, do we have any more questions?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like everyone was able to get their questions answered. So I think we're all good. And we went ahead and shared all of the different ways to get in touch with you, Ilya, in the chat. So you can follow on Instagram. reach out to her through her website. We posted her email there. So feel free to get in touch anyway there. But that was incredible. I mean, there were so many resources that we just went through in terms of, identifying your brand and figuring out what stage you're in and how to get to the next one. So that was incredible. So we so appreciate you and your time, and thank you everyone for coming and learning with us. And we look forward to our next session.
Thank you so, so much.
Of course. All righty, everybody. Have a great, great rest of your Tuesday.
Goodbye.